Hello guys. Now if you don't know how to find the area of a composite shape like what you see in the screen, don't be afraid. I'll teach you in this video. Now let's get to it guys. Alright, so step number one, what we will be doing here is we will be segregating or dividing this big shape into two small shapes first. Alright guys. Now before that, let's write the formula down on what is the formula, right? So we know that the surface area is equal to, so let's say if this is shape number one, this is shape number two, right? The shape number two. So the surface area of this composite shape will be shape number one plus shape number two minus with 2 times the overlap. Now whatever the overlap is. Alright guys, so this is the formula which I've written it down. Now let's go ahead and find the surface area of shape number one. Now as you guys can see guys, you can see it very clearly here that this is a rectangular prism, right? Now in the rectangular prism we need the length, the width and the height to find the surface area. Now this is our length, right? This is our length, this is our height, and this one right here will be our width. Now we know this width is same like this width right here, right guys? So the width will also be 5. So let me write it here, 5 inches, right? 5 inches. Now how do we find the surface area of a rectangular prism guys? So the surface area would be 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH, right guys? So let's substitute the values here. So we have 2 multiplied with 6 multiplied with our width, which is 5, plus now we are doing 2LH, right? So we got 2 times our length is 6 and then our height is 12 plus 2 times WH, so 2 times our width is 5 and our height is 12, right guys? There we go. Now let's do some simple multiplication. 2 times 6 times 5 is going to give us 60 plus 2 times 6 times 12 will give us 144 plus 2 times 5 times 12 will give us 120. Alright guys. Now if we add it all up, let's see how much do we have here. 60 plus 144 will give us 204. 204 plus 120 will give us 324. And let's not forget our unit. Alright guys, let us not forget our unit, which is inch square. So this is for shape number one. Alright, this is for figure number one. Now let's do the same thing for figure number two. Let me maybe even highlight it. Let me highlight it right here. So this is our area of figure number one. Now similarly, let's do the same for figure number two. Alright guys, figure number two right here. Now figure number two guys, we see that the height right here. So let's see how much is our height, right? Let's see our height. We know that our width is 5. We know that our width is 5, right? Our width is 5. Now let's go ahead and find how much is our height. So the total height right here guys, if you see right here, is 12, and we see that this height is 8, right guys? So the height of figure number 2 will be 12 minus 8, which is 4. So this will be 4, right guys? 4 inches. And the length will be right here. If you take a look at this guys, the whole length of this figure is 14. The length of figure 1 is 6. Therefore, 14 minus 6 will give us 8. So this is equal to 8. Right, guys? Now, let's go ahead and find the area of figure number 2. Alright, guys? Area of figure number 2. Alright? Now, using the same formula, let's write it down. So, surface area is equal to 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH, right guys? It's always very important to start with the formula so we don't forget it, right? So the length here guys, let's write the length. So this is our length, this is our width, and this is our height. All right, so let's substitute it right here. So we got 2 times our length is 8 times width, our width is 5, plus we got 2LH, so 2 times 8 times our height, which is 4, plus 2WH, right? So 2 times our width is 5 and our height is 4. There we go, guys, right? Now let's solve it. 2 times 8 times 5 is going to give us 80, plus 2 times 8 times 4 is going to give us how much? 16 times 4 is 64, plus 2 times 5 times 4 is going to give us 40, right guys? Will give us 40. So what do we have here, guys? When we add it all up, we will have 184, right? 184 inch square. So this is the area of figure number 2, right? Figure number 2. Now the next one, guys, what we got to find is we have to find the area of the overlap, which is right here. You see this part here, guys? This part right here. You see here, this will be our overlap. So this, guys, we have found it twice, right? And we do not need it. We have found it twice. So let's go ahead and find the area of our overlap right here. So I'll write it as OL, which is overlap. Now how do we find the area of the overlap, guys? Which is length times height. It's a rectangle, so it'll be length times height. Our length is 5 here and our height is 4, right guys? So length times width, or length times height in this case. So we'll have 5 times 4, which is equal to 20 inch square. All right, let me highlight that also. Now guys, we have found everything that we need. All right, so let's put it in our formula that we first wrote it down. So figure number 1, we have 324, plus figure number 2, we have 184, minus 2 times overlap. Our overlap is 20, right? So which will give us 324 plus 184 minus 40, right guys? Minus 42 times 20 will give us 40. Now if we use our calculator, we will get 468 inch square will be our final answer, which will be the surface area of this composite shape, guys. All right, hope this helped you out. See you in the next video. Bye bye.